Today we're going to be taking one of Scotland's shortest ferry journeys across to another beautiful island in the Firth of Clyde. The train behind me has just brought us all the way from Glasgow Central to Largs, and we're going to hop on a ferry and go across to the Isle of Cumbrae. Today we're travelling, as always, with CalMac ferries, and this journey only takes about 10 minutes, so we're going to have plenty of time to explore. Largs has a long history dating way back to the Vikings, when there was a battle in 1263, so there's a lot of Viking iconography here, even at Largs railway station. Okay, let's go and check out the ferry terminal. This is certainly a pretty little high street. Blue Lagoon fish and chips, might try that on the way back. Yeah, the ferry terminal's only 5 minutes walk from the station, and it's an absolutely gorgeous day today. We do seem to have a lot of luck with the weather when we come on ferries, don't we? We are just in time to see one of the ferries arriving here at Largs Pier. Well, that really is a dinky little ferry, isn't it? A lot smaller than the one that we went over to the Isle of Arran on a little while back. But to be perfectly honest, this ferry goes over from Largs to the Isle of Cumbrae very, very frequently. So you can basically just turn up here at the ferry port whenever you like. And as long as there's room, you can get on. You don't have to book a specific time. Now today, I paid £4 return for our journey over to the Isle of Cumbrae. I don't think I'm in a hurry to catch this one. As I say, we've got plenty of time, so let's watch this one depart. Then we'll have a quick walk round the seafront at Largs, and by then there should be another one for us to catch. You know, Largs is another very, very pretty coastal town, and it's positively sparkling in the sun today. What a gorgeous bay this is. That's the Isle of Cumbrae over there. I can't even believe it's going to take 10 minutes to get there. It's so close. The ferry's off. I reckon that was moored for less than 10 minutes, if that. The turnaround, as always with these Caledonian McBrain ferries, is very fast. And there it goes on its extremely short journey. Actually, if I want to walk along the promenade, I might have to miss the next one as well. I don't think it's going to take long at all. Oh, this promenade is very, very pleasant. Now, places like Largs started off as holiday destinations for people living in Glasgow. They used to hop onto boats and go doon the water, as it was termed, to places like this, and of course, across to the islands. St Columba's Parish Church. And over here we have some more Viking iconography. He looks fierce, doesn't he? The Battle of Largs was fought in 1236 between the people of Scotland and the Vikings. Brisbane House looks like a good hotel to stay in if you want to come to Largs for a few days. And that ice cream parlour is very Art Deco, isn't it? Nardini Cafe, world famous ice cream parlour. Oh, that looks fab, doesn't it? That reminds me of Notriani ice cream in Blackpool, which is of course where I grew up. What an absolutely gorgeous spot this is, a beautiful warm October day. I think we'll head back to the ferry port, and by the time we get there, there should be another ferry waiting to take us over to the Isle of Cumbrae. One of those paddle steamers that used to bring tourists from Glasgow still operates. It's called the Waverley. I really think we should give that a try for a future video. Tickets on the phone, of course. Time to go get on board. There is actually quite a nice inside area on this ferry. But as always, outside is where it's at. Last few cars coming on, and then we'll be on our way. Doing these ferry journeys on the channel this year has been a revelation for me. I just love being out on the water, and I can't wait to explore a new island. We're going to be heading to the town of Millport. Farewell to Largs. And once more out onto the Firth of Clyde. And I said this last time when we went to Arran, but we could be in the Caribbean again, couldn't we? What a day. And there's the Isle of Cumbrae, literally minutes away. Do you know, the journey's so short, it's actually difficult to get all the views filmed. But hopefully this gives you a feel for the journey today. Oh, it's always so bracing out on the water, isn't it? Looking back towards Largs just underlines to me how pretty that town is. So if I got my research right, we shouldn't have long to wait for a bus on the Isle of Cumbrae ferry ramp to take us to Millport. In fact, yes, I think I can see the bus there just above the ramp. Well, we're nearly here, and I should have timed the journey. I reckon that was just about 8.5 minutes. Not bad, eh? Welcome to the Isle of Cumbrae. And the bus is waiting, I was right. Straight on, hopefully. That was really slick and quick. And the bus ride into Millport shouldn't take more than 10 minutes. And a return ticket from the ferry ramp to Millport, £3.50. There's our first glimpse of Millport. Welcome to the very pretty town of Millport. Looks like a very small but very pretty harbour up ahead of us there at the end of the promenade. And looking back the way we've just come on the bus, this place is lovely, isn't it? Well, the Isle of Cumbrae is very popular with cyclists and dog walkers, which probably explains why there were so many dogs and so many bikes on that ferry. Let's take a walk beyond the town and along the coast. See what we can find. This is a nice spot, and it looks like a fairly modern promenade with steps built quite recently. Mrs. E and I are off to Lanzarote in a week's time, and do you know what? I'm getting Spanish vibes from this place. It's a lovely warm day. I don't really need this leather jacket. This is absolutely idyllic. I'm trying to get my bearings. Now, the island we're on is technically known as Greater Cumbrae because there is a smaller island, Lesser Cumbrae, and that is just over here. The smaller island is just there, the bump you can see on the horizon. And then just beyond that, it's difficult to see from here, but there is the Isle of Arran beyond. Back up onto the promenade, we'll head in the other direction. There's the War Memorial and another beach to stroll along. I'm getting tropical vibes from those trees. Maybe I wasn't far off when I was talking about this reminding me of Spain. Oh yes, from this end of the promenade we get a much clearer view of the mountains of the Isle of Arran over there. That is spectacular. And I'll only give you one guess as to what this is called. La na 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 na. I can't sing, but you know that is Crocodile Rock, don't you? Do you know what? I think we'll just sit here for a while, enjoy the view and the sun, and then we'll head back to the ferry. And there's one more thing we need to do before we leave the Isle of Cumbrae. This is our last port of call, the Isle of Cumbrae Distillers, the spirit of Millport, bottled. And I love this. Let the weak be gin. As soon as I saw the label of this Croc gin, that's the bottle I knew I had to buy. But there was also another bottle with the Waverley paddle steamer on it, which I thought looked really nice as well. But the flavour profile of this gin has got stem ginger and orange in it. It's absolutely delicious. Now, ever since I started doing these little tours of the Scottish Islands, Mrs. E and I have become quite fond of the island's gin. So we've had gin from the Isle of Bute, we've had gin from the Isle of Arran, and now we've got some gin from Cumbrae. So I can't wait to get home and have a glass of this with some nice tonic, or maybe we'll have it neat. What do you think? Well, we're back on the ferry, heading across the water to Largs. What an absolutely gorgeous day it's been today. Tell me in the comments below, what did you think of the Isle of Cumbrae and the very short ferry journey with CalMac ferries to get there? Do you know, I am falling in love with these Scottish islands. Maybe it's got something to do with the incredible weather we've had on our recent trips. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one for some more travel adventures and a little drop of history.